Well, my favorite part of the day, our keynote. And with all the focus that we have on emerging technologies, artificial intelligence, AR, VR, IoT, we thought this year, who better than our head of emerging technologies for Asia Pacific to come and deliver the keynote to you. So please put your hands together for Olivier Klein. Oliver. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Vikram. Good morning, everyone. What an exciting time to be here. Really nice to see how fast things are growing, and especially here to see a room full of people that are all interested to hear and learn about some of the great services that we have, but also the great customer stories that we can share with you on what we can build. And talking about building, we've been talking about builders for a long time within AWS. And we have 125 services that we build for all kinds of builders, including all of you are being builders in this room. And you know, traditionally, when we thought about builder, we might have thought about developers. But all of us are builders. If we do IT operations, we customize, we automate, we script things, we build. If we are data scientists, we're data professionals, we build machine learning models. We build data analytics platforms. If we're business people, well, we build a business. We build a company. And CXOs, CTOs, we're building the right kind of technology to support and accelerate our business, innovate, and create a more seamless experience for our business. So the notion of builders really has changed in how we perceive this. And similarly, I would argue, the way we look at applications is changing. It's continuously evolving in the sense of, like, think about the foundations. Previously, we had this monolithic applications a bunch of decades ago. We wrote a piece of code, and then there was a long kind of waterfall pipeline around deploying that code out. Today, we're agile. We build quickly. We continuously take feedback and include it into our application. We do quick sprints. We want to be fast. The time to market is important. And if you think about what that means is lots of different data inputs, right? We have smartphones, we have applications, we have IoT sensors, we have cameras hanging around, we have web content traditionally, and everything is moving slowly to microservice and API-based architectures. And if you think about context, data is relevant. It allows us to understand how we interact with our end users. It allows us to understand the physical world a little bit better. Everything starts to slowly connect. We got smartphones, we got IoT devices. You might have an Amazon Echo device at home and Alexa voice services. We have new ways of interacting with our consumers, using voice, using augmented or virtual reality. And we create open ecosystems of allowing developers to program against our APIs or integrate with different kinds of businesses. And overall, if we think about integration, we create applications that now have responsive design, smart connectivity, and also notifications. It's not that long ago that we have push notifications on our phone, but it has fundamentally changed on how we build applications. So what does that mean for us as builders when we build applications? On the foundations, continuous delivery, fast time to market. Take feedback quickly and do quick sprints and iterations of your piece of software and push it out. A/B test it, see what's working well, see what's not working so well, and be able to continuously roll out and roll back. That allows you to really give a better customer experience. And talking about customer experience, we want to create deep user experiences here. New ways of interacting with our customers. I mentioned voice, but I also mentioned augmented and virtual reality. Smartphones, mobile applications. We want to create those experiences that are in the channel of comfort of our end user. And we want to be aware of our user. We want to understand him better and create that experience that is personalized for him specifically. And with that in mind, we want to increase our customer satisfaction by doing so. If we personalize an experience for an end user, we increase the customer retention. If we use machine learning or data analytics, and we're going to talk a lot about that today, we can create experiences that are specifically tailored to an end user, increasing that satisfaction. And that is the differentiating experience you as a company want to have. And all of this is leading to a stage of digital transformation, where companies are disrupting traditional businesses, using new technology, new ways of creating applications, and builders being part of making this happen. But if we think about enterprises running on the cloud, how do we go ahead? We haven't started using cloud computing or AWS yet. What is the ways to actually go into cloud computing? And it's multifold. You might start off by saying, well, how about I rehost existing applications? I'll lift and shift an application into a cloud computing environment. And we have great services that allow you to help do that seamlessly. You run VMware, there's VMware on AWS. We have a service called the AWS Migration Hub that allows you to move your application from your on-premise into your cloud environment, lift it over. And then from there, you start lifting it not only over, but reshaping, re-platforming what you're trying to do. And again, here are interesting services. For example, the AWS Database Migration Service. If you're not happy with your current database engine because it doesn't scale to what you want it to be, use this migration service to go to a more scalable database engine. If you use pieces of software, of independent software vendors, well, there's the AWS Marketplace where you can now make use that software potentially at hourly or volume rates and only pay for licensing fees when you're actually using that software. And then from there, we can think about how we reprovision, right? We want to leverage all these fully managed services from AWS. Why should we manage the infrastructure? Let AWS handle it. Use services that are fully managed. We just heard a great story about how AWS Lambda is being used to fundamentally change around how we deploy applications and not have any kind of wastage or of capacity that we're using. And then lastly, we can really go into that complete re-architecting, right? Architect purely for a cloud environment. Optimize your application. Use microservices, service-oriented architectures, use microservices, use concepts like containerization, and we're going to talk about that, or go even completely serverless. Build applications where you do not need to worry at all about the underlying infrastructure. You purely focus on the business logic, you purely focus on your code, allowing us as builders really to focus most of our time on what is really value to our business.